The details of the fifth and final world in Universal Epic Universe have been revealed. Universal's introduction into the wizarding world of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic couldn't have come out on a more fitting day, July 31st, Harry Potter's birthday. They revealed dining locations, a new show, wand experiences, and possibly the most innovative ride yet. Inside this newest Wizarding World, guests will experience decades of Wizarding World history. You'll walk the streets of Paris in the 1920s and travel to the British Ministry of Magic in the late 1990s. Guests will walk through the Phoenix Arch and see the streets of Place Cachet. The view will be astounding because these buildings are full-scale, larger than even the buildings in Diagon Alley. The team that worked on designing this world took inspiration from the Fantastic Beasts films and even visited the sets for Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. The team worked with production designers of the films. As you walk the streets, there will be some Easter eggs. For example, associate producer Cara Foss-Brown said, "We've recorded these little vignettes and stories to kind of populate our French city with French wizarding people. So if you're stopping by a storefront, you might overhear the storekeeper talking to clients, or you might overhear some gossip." End quote. The new show, Le Cirque Arcanu, is the first full-scale indoor show in the Wizarding World. Both Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley have shows that are outdoors and on a much smaller scale. But here in Place Cachet, guests will get to experience this fantastic show, unlike any seen before. It's the first fully immersive, in-world theatrical experience of the Wizarding World. The story goes that the once premier showcase of magical creatures from around the globe has fallen out of favor. Ringmaster Skender wishes to get those glory days back. He has managed to obtain Newt Scamander's famed suitcase. Le Cirque Arcanu will have a combination of live performers, puppets, and special effects. This will be one of the most technically complex from an equipment and performer standpoint. Characters that will be in the show are Demiguise, Zowu, Kelpie, Moonclaves, and even Scamander will make an appearance. There will also be a new character, Wenlin, a squib, and Skender's assistant, who will try to rescue these creatures. For the first time, guests will be able to have character interactions inside the Wizarding World and not just in the shows or the rides. You can meet fascinating witches and wizards on the streets. Guests will encounter exchange students from Hogwarts Ilvermorny School of Witchcraft and Wizardry and an Aurore from the French Ministry of Magic who is looking for suspicious characters. Magical creatures can also be found in shop windows, nooks, and crannies ready to interact. The world will have some of the smallest creatures Universal Creative has ever developed, as well as some of the largest. Another first, you'll be able to speak to talking portraits and receive real personalized replies. Plus, of course, there will be new interactive wand experiences. As you explore the streets of Paris, you'll be interacting with fantastic beasts and revealing hidden surprises. The restaurant in this world will be Café Léa du La Sarine. This is a quick service location where you can eat inside or dine outside, where you can take in the atmosphere of the Paris streets. The restaurant will serve French-inspired food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The interior will feature mosaics with stunning period interpretations of witches and wizards, plus the ceiling will have the design of flora and fauna from the Wizarding World. The menu will have French baked goods, sandwiches, plats du jour, and desserts. Guests will be amazed by the towering dessert display of almost 2,000 decorative individual cream puffs. Just as Diagon Alley has a shady nocturne alley for dark witches and wizards, so too will Place Cachet. Le Goblet Noir is a shadowy corner of Place Cachet, where international dark witches and wizards gather to escape the prying eyes of the Paris Ministry. This is a restaurant that will serve starters such as soups and salads, as well as several different entrees and desserts. Place Cachet will also have Bar Moonshine. This will be a place where American witches and wizards can enjoy a drink served amid U.S. Quidditch team pennants and other items of wizarding Americana. Of course, butterbeer can be found on the streets of Paris as well, but it will have a different name in French. Bière Bleu, a butterbeer cart, will be on the streets of Paris for guests to enjoy this favorite beverage. In Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade, witches and wizards can go to Ollivanders to get their wands, but here in Place Cachet, there's a new shop, Comme Acajou Baguette Magique. Here you can purchase a unique French wand designed by Acajou herself. Unlike Ollivander's shop that has haphazardly teetering piles, Acajou's shop is more refined. She thinks of her wands as works of art. Not only will you find French wands here, but there will also be British wand imports for Ollivander fans. These wands will be packaged in unique 3-sided boxes and will contain a list of spell locations. To enter the British Ministry of Magic, guests will leave behind 1920s Paris to travel to 1990s London. You will be directed to step into a large metro flue fireplace before being engulfed in green flames, and you will find yourself in the grand atrium of the Ministry of Magic. Just like all the other Wizarding World rides, this queue will be its own attraction. Guests will see recognizable departments and workspaces. The ride will have a height requirement of 40 inches, and the ride type is a thrill motion simulation. The story of the ride takes place shortly after the Battle of Hogwarts. Order has been restored in the Ministry of Magic. Lord Voldemort's followers are being held accountable. One of those accused followers is Dolores Umbridge. The ride takes place on the day of her trial. Guests will board a lift and be taken to the courtroom where new and old characters will be in attendance. You will see Ron, Harry, and Hermione. Umbridge gets free with help from the Death Eaters. She plans to repair a broken time turner in the Department of Mysteries in order to restore Voldemort's reign. Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Higgity, a house elf, will recruit us to help stop Umbridge from escaping. The ride will be one of the most ambitious ever created with first-of-its-kind ride technology. Guests will board magical omnidirectional lifts. The ride will propel you up, down, forward, backwards, sideways, and more as you try to capture Umbridge while dodging attacks from Death Eaters and rampaging creatures. For a brief second, we actually get a look at one of the ride's animatronic Death Eaters. It has very fluid movement. Tour and Flue will be the exit gift shop for the Ministry of Magic ride. This will include merchandise and have an atmosphere with global feel. There will be wands, stationery, sundries, and a stylish new Auror clothing line. Plus, another place to buy wizarding gear and memorabilia is the Galerie Magnifique. There will also be a French confectionery shop called Quai Ramel where you can find delicious sweet treats. The Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic is the third Wizarding World at the Universal Orlando Resort. It's sure to be an even more immersive world than its predecessors, with roaming characters that will interact with guests and an all-new, very ambitious ride system unlike any other before it. This is the last of the worlds that Universal announced. However, this will not be the end of details to come. Universal will continue to announce more details about Universal Epic Universe until it opens in 2025. What are you most excited for? Make sure to like and subscribe, and thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.